Hi guys, I'm Maria. I'm new in the crafty business, so that's the first time you can see me. You can see me in my crafting room. As you can see, it's spacious and pretty nice. I'm originally from Poland. Polish is my first language, so English is my second language. So excuse me if I sometimes do the mistakes or misspell something or not pronounce something exactly it should be. I like to also speak fast, so sorry for that. And yeah, that's mostly about me. Then maybe during the vlog chat we'll say something more about me. I started crafting 2 years ago. I was amazed how the crafting department changed. I remember stuff from crafting like 10 years ago, and we didn't have dies, we didn't have physics, we didn't have misty stuff. So that's totally different for me now. Since I live in Poland, I don't also have all the stuff. Some stuff is made only for America, so we cannot get it in here. Today we will be making a card with Concord and 9th. We have some distress inking, we have some die cutting, we have also some fun with colors and inks and stamping and switching misties. So that's what's gonna go today. It's an easy card, it's like my video is 10 minutes, I spend on it 45 minutes. So if you wanna have fun.
So guys, here we go. We have a turnabout stem set from Concord 9th. I'm placed it on a turnabout table, and now I will be using my anti-static powder tool from EK Success. I'm always forgetting to use it, so I'm glad I didn't. I prepared my video actually. All the stuff I put outside of my drawers to make it faster. Now I'm inking up my stem set with the Versamark translucent ink because we're gonna heat emboss everything in a silver embossing powder. I rotated my paper only once, so the stamp is put twice. And I'm gonna ink it once again, as you can see. I also like to use my sleeves to smoothen out the stamping. Now we'll take embossing powder. This is silver super fine detail embossing powder from Ranger. It's available in Poland and you can buy it in a craft stores in here, which is actually fine. I think so. It's also very versatile and used all over the world, so it's gonna be easy to buy. So as you can see, my anti-static powder tool helped me a lot. I didn't have to get rid of any extra powder on my paper. By the way, my paper is downly rolly Bristol. We don't have another Bristols in here, so that's only one I can use. I prepared my heating tool earlier. I turn it on 5 minutes before I start using it. That's why I don't want my paper to warp. Also, to rescue a little bit of warping, I'm heat setting my paper from the back. And now we're going for inking. We're gonna use 3 distress inks. First is Twisted Citron, then it's Lucky Clover, and last one is Pine Needles. I just slapped the ink around the paper. I didn't have any plan how to slap it. I knew I will blend 3 colors together, and I knew I will be die cutting it later and also water splattering. So that's why my inking is kinda messy and it's not even and it's not super smooth. I use this paper towel to get my fingers out of the inking. I don't want to leave any finger marks, that's why I'm using it. As you can see, I'm not using normal ink blending tool. I have my wooden stamp tool. It's used for making stamps. They are much more cheaper, they're wooden, and here we go. Do you see how my hand is splashing this pine needles? I have a heavy hand and I try to fight with it, but my heavy hand is always winning with me. But it won't matter in the end because of the die cutting and water splatters. I also even it out a little bit with the next coat of Twisted Citron and Lucky Clover. Sorry, guys. Yep. So I finished inking. I buffed out extra ink on my embossing powder with the paper towel, and now I'm getting to splattering. I don't like to splatter exactly from the misty. I like to take the end of the splattering part and just drop it on my paper and buff it with the paper towel. I also clean up my glass mat. I use glass mat because I like inking on it. I like to use extra space on the mat, put an ink on it and take ink from it on my tool, and then on a paper it's doing stuff better for me for blending. Now we jumping to another inking. We will be using another stamp set from Concord and Ninth. This is do-it-yourself plaid maker. We're gonna use 3 inks. Those are die inks from MFT, from Simon Says Stamp, and from Lone Fawn. I'm actually a huge fan of blue color, so that's my main choice to use colors. If I don't know what to do, always go blue. Yep. So I positioned my stamps in my Misty. I'm using the grid on it. You're gonna see that I also use the same position for my stamps, and actually the mark on the grid paper gives me a more flexible position with my paper. It's going easy. If I can see when I dropped it first time, then I just moving my paper and I drop it again. Yeah. So I like to use my sleeves on the cover of the Misty, and I like to double ink everything, mostly in a first try. It's not inked enough, so I have to do it again. I'm also lazy and I'm not prepping my stamps very carefully, so they mostly first time inking quite terrible. Actually, Concord and Knight, it's not so bad. They are good quality stamps, so sometimes even first time is good enough. I can actually say that I didn't want to use 4 colors on this inking. I used 4th because I discovered I have a 4th stamp set there, so I can use another color. And for color wheel stuff, it's good to use orange with navy. So that's why I chose this color. I didn't want to put any pink on it. Actually, you won't see too much of it because my tree will gonna be pretty big, and yeah, it's gonna cover like 80% of the card, so don't worry. Actually, you can use any color you want of it. It's like you can mix blues with pinks, you can do everything red and green, and maybe use some embossing powder and emboss it. Whatever you want to go, then go. Actually, heat embossing is not my favorite thing. It's taking time, it's warping my paper, so I like to play with the inks. Okay, so now we have both panels ready, backdrop is ready, and green panel for die cutting. This is another Trim the Tree die from Concord and 9th. It was released last year, so probably you have it. We'll use just dies from this bundle. I positioned my paper that I will get 2 Christmas trees from one piece of paper. Now I'm positioning my tree with, I'm gonna adhere it with a fan foam, which will give me a little bit of dimension. I like to use cheap fan foam. It's actually, that's why it's colorful. It's cheaper than white one here in Poland, and actually we cannot get white one very easy. Colorful is much more affordable. As you can see, I also die cut gold star from gold paper from the same Trim the Tree die set, and I also trimmed from the black paper 3D banner, Holly Jolly banner from Concord and 9th. Now I'm using really nice glue. This is pentel glue. It's really nice. It dries clear and it dries very fast. To the back of my banner I adhered 1/8 score tape, and now I'm gonna fill with the banner on my Christmas tree. I made a mistake, so I had to do it again. So now we will move to Nuvo crystal drops. I used a few, as you can see. It's also navy shimmery drops, and firstly I take those Nuvo drops on this spare paper and get rid of the dried part and used fresh one, and in the end I will take something to level up my card and tap pretty nice to smooth the drops. And that's it, guys.
So guys, for today that's it. I hope so you had fun making this card with me. Thank you for watching, thank you for spending time with me. I was so flattered and you stayed with me. That's my first video, so please stay tuned. I hope so next one will be soon, and I'll be glad if you will subscribe to my channel and send your friends what I can do, and I hope so you had fun.